have been joined by Ali Ferguson, Managing Director of Ferguson Transport and Shipping, following the draw for the Ferguson Transport and Shipping Ballymore Cup. Ali, it's fair to say that you are a Shinty man. Could you tell us when you first picked up the sport and talk us through your journey through Shinty?
Yeah, no, thank you. My journey started way back in the 70s, 1974. We moved up to Speenbridge from the village of Ardishig in Argyll in Lochfine. And when I moved up to Speenbridge and with my family, I hadn't actually heard of Shinty before, so I was in primary 6, primary 7 at the time. And so it was a new sport, never heard of before. And when I went to primary school, it was a wee bit of a baptism of fire, but thoroughly enjoyable. And and that's where my first introduction to Shinty.
Yeah, okay. You're talking about a baptism of fire there. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously Shinty being Shinty in those days, it was all wooden sticks and there was no necessary protection, plastic sticks and what have you. And of course the local children in the school at the time, the kids in the school, obviously played it with great passion. And of course, new to me, I didn't know how to block or tackle or what to do and what have you. And but there was the late Donny McLean used to come up and do some part-time coaching and training with us in between shifts at the pulp and paper mill at the time. And he very quickly took me aside and showed me how to block and tackle and look after myself. And so there's a couple of worthies in the school at the time and took good advantage when I couldn't block. But I learned how to block and tackle quite quickly and looked forward to playing the game. And and thanks to Donny and others giving us some good coaching at the time, got up to speed with it all and really got a grip of me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I have done since.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's during your school days. Since you moved on to school and obviously at club level, who were you playing for and how does that go? And can you talk us through a bit about that?
Yeah, no, well, obviously in primary school, we Kilmaneebig Primary School, which led into Lahaver Club, and we played right through the juniors and under 17s, and with people like Joe Toll and Duncan Kelly taking us at the time, and we did well at youth level and under 17, and then went into second team, first team at Lahaver Club, and that was my club that I grew up with. I took a bit of time out in '89 to head for. I was working with Germany with the company at the time, and with the transport side of things. So I took a wee break, and when I came back, the two McNeil boys had moved down to Fort William, and so when I came back from Germany, I joined them in some of the training and got the crack with them, and hadn't really intended to do anything other than just catch up. But I ended up playing with practicing and playing with Fort William, and going on to manage the club at one point in mid to late 90s into early 2000. I then went on to go back to my grassroots with the club in 2001 and take the kids in the school. My father passed away in 1997, and with their business growing, then took time out from club level, and then took the kids in the school at grassroots level from Lahaver Club, and worked our way up through the ranks with the young ones at that stage. And in between, took the international team, the Scotland team, assisted and took the international team in 2006, 2007, which was great fun and great delight and pleasure to take the national team from there. So I've been involved in Shinty, particularly the last 3 years I've not been, but up to that, 40 plus years between playing and coaching and managing, between training and playing at weekends. So thoroughly enjoyed it, and watched with interest in how all the teams are doing and results and such like. So so it's a smashing game.
Absolutely. You talked there about playing a bit and also the management side of things. Which would you say was the easier task, playing or managing?
Well, I think anybody goes into managing, nobody will ever be replace playing. When you're build up to your Saturday and look forward to the games and look forward to the competition and who you're playing and your teammates and your travel, you can never replace that. But obviously coaching and managing allows you to stay within the game and play your part within it. And I think that very competitive as a young player, and as a manager I wanted to win things as well, and so building teams and working with players is always a good thing, and so I think that it comes with its own challenges. You're dealing with different things as a player. You're only kind of looking to see how you do play and work with your team, but as a team management, you've got to deal with all the things that goes with it for getting arrangements for a Saturday and players and such like. So but thoroughly enjoyed it and wouldn't have swapped it, and
Yeah, absolutely. Going back perhaps to your playing days, we understand you've also got a strong connection to the Ballymore Cup, which Ferguson Transport and Shipping will be sponsoring. Could you tell us a bit about your connection to the Ballymore Cup?
Yeah, well, I mean, when we were playing the Sutherland Cup, the Ballymore Cup, with the kind of junior cups in those days, the Ballymore was deemed as the intermediate cup, and I was very fortunate to be the captain of Le Havre in 1987 when it went on to win. We beat Butte down in Inverary. We played them in Newtonmore the week before, and we drew 1-1, and the replay was fixtured for down at Inverary, and we were fortunate we went on to win in that particular cup, and got the opportunity to pick up the cup for Le Havre in those days. So yeah, so that was 35 years ago. So it's there is definitely a close affection for the cup and Shinty as a whole. So I think for us it's a nice cup to sponsor, and good opportunity for the business, and where we live and work in the west coast of Scotland and throughout nationally, particularly in the Highlands and Islands. Though there's a lot of the areas we work in, and our vehicles or our ships operate in our port infrastructure. Then we've got a lot of employees involved in Shinty, so it's just nice to be able to as a community thing, and to be able to support the cup as well. So
yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much for joining me, Ali.
thank you.